He wasn't here 2 Fridays or just one? UMC, sir?
Good morning, Lake Highlands.
Good morning.
Try that again. Good morning, Lake Highlands.
Good morning.
There we go. All right. As you guys can see, President Brown is out again this week. He just wrapped up a 2-week trial yesterday, so he will be back with us next week. And for today, you're kind of left with the bottom of the barrel running this thing. So thank you all for being here for our Youth of the Month and Character Counts Awards. We've got 2 months to recognize, so we'll go ahead and get started here. If you would, Mr. Poteet, would you lead us in the invocation, and Mr. Boyd, pledge.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the rain that we're receiving that we desperately need, and thank you for the cold temperatures that are going to follow. Lord, we thank you for everything that we have in our community, in our city, our state, and our country. These things that we take for granted each and every day, and just help us to look around and be thankful for those things that we do have and complain less and be thankful more. Be with our leaders, both in schools and business and government, and please give them the wisdom to help us all navigate the challenges that we face today. And Lord, just thank you for the community that we live in and this organization that gives back, and having that opportunity to take our passions and put them to good use. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in your pledge.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I see we've got a great crowd of students, parents, and teachers here today for the awards. Do we have any other guests with us this morning?
Got Ryan Banco here.
Great.
The Lake Highlands area.
Wonderful.
Great. Welcome, Ryan. Any others? All right. Thin slate of announcements this morning. Early voting is still ongoing, wraps up a week from today. So, we heard from our candidates in the Texas House race last week. So head on out and make your voice heard in that race, and there may be 1 or 2 other races of interest on the ballot as well. Any other announcements? Yes.
Just real quick, it went out on the newsletter. Sign-up sheet is out there. Still really need help on Sunday afternoon. If anybody can come out and help us with the drive-through. Again, it benefits Texas Bank, Jewish Family Services, sort of barbecue. Come help, sign up. Yeah, thank you.
Will, is that still 12 to 4 on Sunday?
12 to 4, yes, sir. Thanks, Mark. 12 to 4 on Saturday.
All right. Any other announcements before we turn it over to Ray? Seeing none, call up our VP of Youth, Ray Fisher, for Youth of the Month Character Counts Awards.
Please hold your applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. This is great. Well, good morning, Lake Highlands.
Good morning.
It's my distinct pleasure to serve as VP of Youth and Health Club this year with this program every month. It's fitting that my first Youth of the Month Character Counts meeting is this one in the midst of halftime or second intermission, I guess, of the pandemic. We spoke a lot about how difficult it is to think of being a high school student during all this time. While high school is obviously super incredible for me, the way this looks and is presented. I think we can all say that we never had to deal with any sort of the parameters that the youth today have to. It's truly this brave new world. These 8 youth have already shown me the skill that they have at being very adept at just changing and adapting. This meeting, since we're doubled up in honorees and difficulties and the consistent moving of goalposts of whatever today is going to be regarding scheduling, schooling, etc. All of these youth were quite giving and patient and understanding with me on their schedules and being able to fit in this when they could. So let's jump right in. We'll start with our Character Counts Awards this month. As you guys know, the Character Counts are given to students nominated by the faculty and staff at the high school. This award recognizes young men and women at Lake Highlands High School, as well as their parents and mentoring teachers who display strong character traits as a vital part of their daily routine. These are students who serve as peer role models, positively participate in school or community service, extracurricular activities, serve as student leaders, and are reliable and trustworthy. So our first Character Counts honoree is James Baxley Cross. Come up here. This is James. He's been in Lake Highlands for about he's been in Lake Highlands for about 14 years with the elementary school at Wallace Elementary. He considers his strongest talent to be his ability to talk to anyone and anywhere and being very outgoing. He's an only child. I asked him what his favorite electronic device is, and it is his phone because it's very convenient and because of its storage and size. Great for talking to friends, listening to music, and playing games. He has plans to go to college next year at either Arkansas or Missouri right now. You may want to check out the TV show Ozark. He hasn't decided on a major yet, but he's looking at journalism, and he would someday love to write for the Dallas Mavericks in some capacity. His favorite sport is basketball. He said that his favorite social media app of choice, no surprise, is Twitter, because of the news and breaking news features. His dream job is to be part of the broadcast team for the Dallas Mavericks. If he could meet anyone in the world as president, it would be President Obama because he seems very intelligent, down to earth, and shares his interest in basketball and music. The best advice he's ever received is if you can't do anything about it, don't worry about it. That is perfect. If you could go back in time and talk to yourself as a freshman, you would say, work harder in school and not sweat the small stuff. I'm going to ask Principal Jones right now to read some of the comments from his teachers.
Okay, James is one of the most uplifting young men you'll ever run across. He's never met a stranger and can make everyone feel wanted and loved. He's forever helpful, generous, and upbeat, and that is from Ms. Bishkin, his AP World History, GT Humanities, and AP Psychology. James is always there for his peers, and he offers encouragement and humor at just the right time. He has that unique ability to brighten a room just by his presence, and he does it with such a quiet and calm demeanor. What a true gift to have him in my math class 2 years in a row. Congratulations, James, on your well-deserved honor. Character truly does count, from Miss Laura, calculus teacher. I have known James for 8 years now, and I'm so incredibly proud of the person he has become. He is always smart, kind, funny, and interesting, and has only become more so as he's gotten older. I'm so thankful to have had the chance to even be a small part of his journey, and I'm so excited to see where he goes from here. I love this dude. That's from Miss Stafford, the librarian. And then finally, I've spent a lot of time with James. He was in my A-Push class on the ACDEC team and is now a peer helper. He is funny and kind and clever, and he is confidently quiet in a way that people who don't need to scream for attention are, but he can also be in the middle of mischief. He will go out of his way to help, even when it's a big ask. He is a perfect choice for Character Counts, and that's from Ms. Bolden. You're welcome.
Hey, James. Well, oh, by the way, we are here to have you announce introduce your guest.
My guest right here is my beautiful mother.
Aww. Hey, James. Well, so this is from the club. We have only one request, that you spit it on yourself. Right on. All right. Thanks a lot. Our next Character Counts awardee is Bronwyn Wilmot. Okay, now you're gonna have to deal with this. Bronwyn gave me hers where I have to, she just answered the question and then I have to look at the legend here. Bronwyn, she is the swim team manager. She is in technical theater, acapella choir, and water polo. Her favorite classes are technical theater, theater production, and psychology. Her extracurriculars include gymnastics, being a volleyball referee, and babysitting. She is involved in Lake Highlands Young Life, and her special interests and hobbies include reading, writing, circus, and she plans to attend the University of Iowa next year to major in theater arts and psychology. She enjoys, in her spare time, she enjoys spending time with friends. She has one sister. One person she would like to meet, present, past or present, is Emma Watson, because she wants to know how she got people to listen. That's Hermione from Harry Potter. She said the best advice that she's ever received was, don't be afraid to be yourself and proud of your interests. If she could travel anywhere in the world, she would travel to, I think this is the first one for us, Wales, because it's absolutely gorgeous there and it's her heritage. Her favorite electronic device is the phone, because she can read, write, or watch videos all in one place while being able to contact her friends and family quickly. I'll let you put that in at the end, but it's very important. Her dream job would be a behavioral analyst for the FBI or a professional stage manager. So both have the same sort of background. Okay, Principal Jones, if you could come up and say some comments from Bronwyn.
Okay, Bronwyn is very active in the theater department and has mastered leadership skills. She often offers to help out with the country western dance classes and works diligently as my teacher's aide. She is a consummate friend, a dedicated student, and thoroughly delightful. From Miss Michigan. Bronwyn is so incredibly kind, friendly, helpful, and just an all-around awesome lady. She always brings joy to our space, and I'm so thankful I get to have her around this year. From Ms. Stafford, our librarian. And then Bronwyn is our swim team manager and also a member of the Lake Highlands water polo team. She is the person who helps keep me organized. Our swim team runs better because of Bronwyn. Bronwyn was one of those people who wakes up every morning excited about the new day. She is one of those people who makes it impossible to dislike her. She helps put the morning swim group in a good mood every day. Her smile and positive attitude are contagious. She makes this a better world, and she inspires me. From Coach Hunter. Very nice.
Bronwyn would like to continue with this form. We only have one thing, that you spend it all on yourself. Thanks a lot, and congratulations. Okay, now let's move on to our September 2020 Youth of the Month recipients. I'll ask Claire Eastman to come up as I describe the award. Youth of the Month recognizes Lake Highlands graduating seniors along with their parents and mentoring teachers who excel in academics, leadership, and school community service. These are students in the top 20% of their class, and sometimes much higher, who participate in student government, school publications, music, theater, athletics, and or other school-sponsored activities. These students have also typically received special recognition or awards by other educational, community, state, national organizations for demonstrating excellence in academics, leadership, participation, and community service. They're sitting here. We are, again, virtual, so I don't have a copy of this. Okay, Claire is, she's in choir and Esprit. She's in the Young Democrats at Lake Highlands. Her extracurricular activities include National Honor Society, the Girls Service League, Crescent Hollow Presbyterian Youth and Leadership Activities, a pre-AP subcommittee for RISD, Advanced Learning Advisory Board. That's easy. She's a youth elder at Crescent Hollow Presbyterian Church, which involves her in the youth worship planning team. And her special interests and hobbies include singing, songwriting, and embroidery. She plans to major in musical education at college. She said one thing that we would, one thing about herself that we might not be able to know just by looking at her, an experience in high school that she's very proud of is that Esprit will definitely be part of her life forever. She really enjoys being in that group. It's been a dream of hers since 6th grade, and now that it's her 2nd year in it, she doesn't feel, she says it doesn't feel real sometimes. She's actually doing friendships that she's made, the memories that she has from trips, late night rehearsals, and everyday class time are some of her favorites ever. She believes she really wouldn't be who she is right now without Esprit. She said one of her strongest talents is being the friend who makes sure that you've been heard and included. She said before COVID, she spent a lot of time with her friends. She loves shopping, eating dinner, going out, watching movies, or just going on drives together. But now, if I'm not in school, you can most likely find me in church or seeing something in my room. She has 2 siblings. Her brother Mason is 20 and a junior at UT, and Seth is 15 and is a freshman. Right now, she has applied to TCU, UT, and Colorado, and she's going to be applying to Michigan and Indiana in the future. Finally, her dream job is to be a choir director for a high school. And again, choir and Esprit are her favorite classes. She loves learning and performing music. Lake Highlands directors have had such a huge impact on my life as a musician and person. They're so amazing. And like them, I hope to change someone's life through music and teaching. Claire, why don't you introduce your guest?
Hello, I brought my mom with me today.
Hey, Mom. We have so many honorees today. We're not going to have the month read their essay. We will have the course at a later date. And see, Principal Jones, you can come up and present this card to Claire.
We don't have comments.
Right. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mix them up.
I know.
Claire, come over here.
How's it? Something.
Okay, Claire, just like what you said before, we only ask that you send this on yourself. That's it. Okay, thank you, Claire. Okay, now, evidence that this is 2020. I'm going to ask you guys to join me with honoring our other Youth of the Month from September, Scott Poole, who's joining us virtually. Scott has been in Lake Highlands since birth. He attended White Rock Elementary. He believes his strongest talent is his innate ability to film a high school basketball game with extreme precision. He has one sister who's 19 and a sophomore at TCU. When he's not at school or studying, he likes to watch sports, including Formula One racing, college football, and basketball. His favorite clubs are Young Democrats, and the favorite sport is basketball. He's planning to attend college at either UT, the University of Rochester, TCU, or Oklahoma State University. He's planning to major in government or political science because that's a huge interest of his. The best advice he's ever received is think for yourself, don't simply follow the crowd. If he could go back in time to his freshman year, he'd tell himself, try your hardest, be kind, and remember that no matter how stressful something may seem in a particular moment, it will work out and everything's going to be okay. He's saying in the future, he's looking forward to not having any educational Zoom calls anymore. He also looks forward to seeing his friends actually in person, hoping that that's happened sooner rather than later, but I bet it will happen by the time I graduate from college. So, good conservative estimation. He's a member of White Rock United Methodist Church Youth Group, and he's a volunteer with the Owenwood Farm and Neighbor Space. He believes that a high school experience that has had a continued impact on his life is being the manager of the basketball team. As a manager, I've learned many critical life skills, including organization, responsibility, and dependability. I also learned that you can have a positive impact on people, even if it's not in the initial way you idealize. Aside from the pertinent lessons, being a manager is pretty fun. Nothing makes me happier than watching a basketball game, and I get to do that a lot. Additionally, the camaraderie and friendship of the team is unique and impactful. I'm thankful for my time as a man. Scott, we wish you were here with us, but we completely understand. We really appreciate it. And I will deliver your card to you later on. And we just have one request, that you spend it all on yourself. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, now moving on to our October 2020 character counts honorees, first of which is Asher Thompson.
I brought my mom and my dad. They're
Okay, Asher, his favorite school activity is baseball, but his favorite class is AP Statistics. He enjoys mock trial and National Honor Society. He's also in the Young Men's Service League and really enjoys playing the piano and Star Wars. He also, like some of our other honorees, he plans to major in political science and hopefully play baseball in college. When asked to describe a high school experience he feels has impacted him, he was selected to be on the Baseball Leadership Council during his sophomore year, and he read a book called Extreme Ownership. He believed reading the tenets of this book changed how I approach things and how I lead on and off baseball. Asher's been in Lake Highlands his whole life and went to Moss Haven Elementary School. He believes his work ethic is his best, strongest talent. He has one sister. Her name's Kate Thompson. His favorite electronic device is his phone because it's a computer that connects him to knowledge, friends, and fun. Friends and Netflix at the same time. He's strong looking at Pepperdine University or Williams College. Again, he wants to be a poli-sci major because he enjoys talking and learning about politics, and he thinks it would translate well over to law school. You and I will talk about that later on. Again, he said if you could vacation anywhere in the world, it would be Hawaii because of the amazing beaches and the clear water. Social media app of choice is Instagram. And if you could meet anyone in the world, past or present, it would be Jocko Willink, who wrote the book we spoke about earlier, Extreme Ownership. He's a former Navy SEAL, and his leadership principles have stuck with me. I continue to be inspired by his story and his example of being the best leader one can be in all aspects of his life. Dream job, of course, would be to play in the major leagues. And the best advice he's ever received was always give 100%. Baseball has always taught me to hustle. If he could go back in time and talk to himself as a freshman, he would say, I would tell myself to join mock trial. I joined in my junior year instead of freshman year. And finally, looking forward to after graduation, he said, well, next year it will be interesting due to COVID. I'm looking forward to this next era in my life. College represents the opportunity to meet new friends, try new things, and hopefully play baseball. Principal Jones, if you want to come up and read some comments from our teachers.
Okay, Asher is a total self-starter. He thinks for himself, takes care of his own business, and is very independent and responsible. He has been since the 9th grade, and that's from your counselor, Ms. Farnowski. Asher is the mischievous kid you want in class. He is wry and adorable, and he is well aware of what is going on in the world. He wrote daily dad jokes on my board and then set up a remind this summer to keep those in the know entertained. He is a well-rounded guy who is equally comfortable on the baseball and mock trial teams. Great choice for character counts, and that's from Ms. Bowman. Congratulations.
Thank you for being a great person, and we will only have one request, that you spend all of that on yourself. Thank you. Okay, our next October Character Counts awardee is Kendall Underwood. Kendall is, well, first of all, Kendall, introduce your guest.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi. My guest is my mom.
Kendall, her extracurricular activities include choir and theater production. She's in the Girls Service League, and her favorite classes is anatomy and an internship. She's a church team mentor. Her special interests and hobbies include photography, drawing, singing, reading, and writing. Her plans for the future include she's wanting to go to college to become a counseling child psychiatrist. One thing about her that we might not notice by looking at her, she's had 3 major moves in her life, Chicago being my favorite place that I've lived. I'm sure you meant outside of Lake Highlands. Right. Kendall also, she's lived in Lake Highlands for 3 years. She went to elementary school in Houston, and then school at Keller and Longwood Elementary in Naperville, Illinois. She believes creative writing is her strongest talent. She likes to hang out with friends, mostly in her free time. She likes thrifting and discovering new coffee shops. She has one younger brother who's in 8th grade at Lake Highlands Junior High. A camera is her favorite electronic device because they capture raw moments and hold memories. And even if the people or the situation change, the memory captured will never change. She plans on going to college at UT. Like we said, she's going to major in psychology because she wants to help people through counseling. And it's really just an interesting subject. Her favorite sport is a tie between basketball and baseball. Her social media app of choice is Instagram for sure. She's found so many of her old friends from places that she's lived throughout the past, and she's reconnected with them through the app. If she could meet anyone in the world, past or present, it would be Harry Styles because she loves his music. He has a very loving and accepting personality, and one of his trademark things is TPWK, or treat people with kindness. He just seems like such a fun and bright person to be around, and he seems very wise for his age. Her dream job would be a fashion designer or a famous stylist. And she said her best advice she's ever received is, if you're happy with what you're doing, no one can tell you that you're not successful. After graduation, she looks forward to the summer before college and just enjoying her last few months before the next chapter of her life starts. Hopefully she'll get to travel. And she's just looking forward to having a true time of finding herself and starting it in a new way, making new friends, and being on her own in college. Okay, Principal Jones, we can come up and read some things from Kendall's teacher.
Okay, what a delightful, happy, and hardworking student Kendall is. She is always willing to try and to learn new things, always helping her peers, and always working hard to do her very best. And that's from Ms. Gilbertson, choir teacher. And then Kendall goes above and beyond at her PIP, which is the Professional Internship Program internship. She is currently an intern at It's a Sensory World. She takes the lead and helps the teachers out with students when needed. I enjoy having her in the PIP program from this sheet. Congratulations. You're welcome.
This, and like we said, we only have one request, you submit it all over yourself. Thanks. Okay, now moving on to Youth of the Month for October 2020. Our first honoree is Amber Hess. So Amber has lived in Lake Highlands for 6 years. They moved in, oh, first of all, before we do that, Amber, why don't you introduce your guest
I'm here with my dad today.
Okay, Amber has been in Lake Highlands for 6 years. She moved into RISD from DISD. She considers her strongest talent is the ability to work with color. She's going into lighting design and theater tech, and so she can make colors work with the scene and match a color with the tone or context of the scene. When she's not at school or studying, she feels like, she says, number one, that's tough because I always feel like I'm constantly studying, but she likes to draw, play piano, read, and play Minecraft. She has a sister in 7th grade at Lake Highlands Junior High and a brother in 5th grade at Lake Highlands Elementary. Her favorite electronic device is her AirPods, her earbuds, and it's because they're noise canceling. So she will sometimes tell a teacher, hey, I'm just gonna put these in. It's just so they're noise canceling so I can get some of this work done. And she said that most of the teachers are very supportive and like, great, just so long as you told me what you were actually doing. She's been accepted to SFA. She'll be attending there next year. She's going into technical theater, just like I said, specialized in light and design. Her favorite club of sport is Technical Theater Club, and that's her favorite activity as well. You're sensing a pattern. When I asked her about favorite sports, she goes, listen, I know that I'm aware that you throw a ball one way and people run there. I think I just described 3 different sports. If she can vacation anywhere in the world, she said London because it's not as hot as Texas. Her favorite social media app of choice is TikTok because I don't have to talk to people on there. I don't have to look at what my friends are posting constantly, as opposed to Instagram, which can be summed up as, look at my very cute outfit. She said, if she could meet anyone in the world, past or present, in the past it would be Ben Franklin or George Washington, because she said they're honestly super cool people to meet. We've grown up learning about them and how they built our country. But if it's the present, she would want to meet the Queen or Tom Holland. For the Queen, she's the Queen. I've always wanted to meet her. But Tom Holland, because he's honestly just an inspiration, because he actually works and put in the work to get where he is. He didn't get it just by it being handed to him. Her dream job would be a consulting detective, somewhat like Sherlock Holmes, but I need a regularly paying, scheduled and paying job. So I'll go with theater. The best advice she's ever received is, she said, I'm not really sure. I tend to give out more advice than I receive. But the best advice I've given out is, if it doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do, you probably shouldn't. She said, the thing she's most looking forward to after graduation 2021 is giving my Chromebook back to the school. She said, though, in college, she was really looking forward to learning more about lighting design and theater and getting more opportunities to do specifically what I want to do with these new people and learning how to work with them and achieve our goal. So Amber, and by the way, Amber was the first one of the youth that I was able to talk to, and her first message to me was, sorry, I have to do it during these hours. I only have 1 hour in the morning to do this. I'm really super slammed. And I told her, you are far too young to have a schedule that you can only fit something in, but I'm old. So Amber, we continue with this. Our only request is that you spend it all on yourself. Thank you. Okay, and our final Youth of the Month for October 2020 is Carson Brockett.
I brought my parents, Pat and Michelle Brockett.
Okay, Carson, his favorite classes are calculus and AP music theory. He's in the National Honor Society and U Alpha Theta. His extracurriculars include the a cappella choir and the swim team. He is a member of Boy Scout Troop 890, the Dallas Mustang Swim Club, and the North Texas Swimming Board of Directors. He's the athlete representative to the board. For all high school, he said an experience that he believed will have a continued effect on him from high school. He said it was when he participated in the all-state choir process. He's had some encouraging successes as well as many humbling failures. But during his freshman year, he wasn't expected to do very well, but he worked very hard at it and made the final round of auditions. But he said he fell short of making all-state choir. His second year, he made it to the final round again and still didn't make it. Last year, he was confident and ready to finally make the choir and was placed close to the top of the rankings, going to the final audition where he was placed as the first alternate. He said this might have been the most humbling experience of all, coming so close and not reaching his goal, but he realized you can try your hardest to do your best, but not control others. His destiny is not always in your own hands. He said, of course, this being my last year to try to make all-state choir, just my luck, they will not be having a convention for the choir format. But he said, although the process has been full of disappointments, he's going to continue to work towards this goal in different ways. He believes his strongest talent is his coachability because it helps him improve and grow in so many facets of his life. Whether I'm striving to learn new music and choir, to set a best in time in swimming, or to learn more academically, my ability to receive new guidance and apply it to my current situation really helps me reach my goals. He says he likes, when he's not in school or studying, he likes to focus all of his attention on another activity. I can either give all my attention at swim practice or work very hard to be the best musician he can be. He enjoys his phone because it allows him to connect and communicate with his friends and family, wherever they may be. He plans to attend Villanova in Philadelphia in the fall. He has decided to major in business because he wants to use that degree to progress into a career in hospital administration. He says he has a dead even tie between swimming and choir. They're both very different, but both make my life very enjoyable. One thing they have in common is rhythm, which seems to be a major theme in his life. He would like to visit Norway because it's beautiful, snowy scenery during the winter months. Towns are often lit up with activity and the mountains add extra beauty. He enjoys using Snapchat on social media because it allows him to connect with the other Villanova swimming team members and commits from the class of 2021. If he could meet anyone in the world, past or present, he would like to meet Walt Disney because of the lasting impact that he's had on the world. He died at the age of 65 in 1966, yet his stories continue to pertain to the issues of today. His art brings comfort to people of all ages, and he's left a legacy that will never be forgotten. His dream job is to be at a hospital working in the Northeast United States, where he'll work to provide the hospital with the best possible supplies and help them with their budgeting issues. I've always admired the work of those in the healthcare industry, but I've never been drawn to being a doctor or surgeon or healthcare provider of any sort. I really enjoy learning about financial issues and wanting to use that knowledge as a way to help people in need. His best advice that he's ever received is to do what makes him happy. I was never really interested in playing football or being a wrangler, so I decided to go on my own path. That was a little different from the others at our school. I'm often called the try-hard or being picked on and for wanting to be part of all-state choir and wanting to get faster at swimming and constantly improving, but I take that as a compliment. These activities are what makes me happy, so I'm going to continue to work hard. If you could go back in time, being a freshman, he said that he would tell himself to slow down, focus on having fun, because in his freshman year, he was giving a lot of attention to 3 different activities, center stage, choir, and swimming. They were all fun, but it made him get stressed out pretty easily, and doing well in all of that was kind of hard to enjoy at the same time. Finally, he said, when asked, what are you looking forward to most doing after graduation in 2020? He said, I'm most looking forward to meeting new people and seeing a new part of the country. It is very exciting to have a different experience from that of high school. I'll greatly miss being part of Lake Highlands community, but I hope to find a community that is just as caring at Villanova next year. Carson is Philadelphia, so keep an open mind. And leave the deck jersey here. Carson, here's his card from us. We ask that you spend it all on yourself and good job, and congratulations with all your success. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'd like to say how impressive this collection of students is and how well they embody the spirit, character, and citizenship of our community. Let's give a hand right now again to our September and October.
Thank you, Ray, for putting the program together. I'll echo your sentiments. I mean, this is a,
He didn't.
a great program, and it's always inspiring for us to hear about everything that you guys have accomplished and encouraging to get a glimpse of where you're going in the future. So thank you again to all the students, parents, and teachers for being here. Ryan, thank you for being with us today. Welcome back anytime. Feel free to grab Will if you guys are able to help out with the JCC North Texas Food Bank event. Thank you to Chris for the prayer, Bill for the pledge, and as always, Rick for our tech setup. And we'll be back here next week for quarterly police and fire awards. And with that,
Michael, ask
one more.
all the kids one group picture.
Oh, okay, yeah. If all the honorees could meet up front when we're done here, we'll get a group picture. Thank you. Brett?
My country 'tis a sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims ride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.